Hello guys, it's Akmon here. This is my Karma mid lane guide. It will be the mage build, not the support one, so you can expect some crazy damage from out of her. I'm gonna start from this clip of pretty much one-shotting people, just to show off you like what she can do when people don't have any resistances. This video will be more of the commentary than an edited guide, but you can expect that also in the future. So right now, yeah, they are just going on us. I guess I didn't show you the proper clip. I have to find it. I'm not okay. Here it is. So yeah. Basically, when they just run at you, you can click your mantra Q and kill them pretty easily with this build. It is really fun. I like this way more over the support mid lane build. It is a bit less team dependent, but it actually like matters whenever your team is helping you with the positioning and protecting you from the skill shots, because you are like very vulnerable to them. And you still have to position yourself like at the back lines pretty much, but I have a really aggressive playstyle and I sometimes fail also. I just like try to bend my gameplay to the max on these low elo games. This is some gold game to better like show you what you can expect in your games. So after the start of the game, Annie got her health chunked off here a bit. She doesn't recall, so I just keep bullying her in the start of the lane. I push hard at level 1. You want to push hard pretty much versus any matchup, so you can get the level 2 faster on the wave. Karma is really strong pusher. You may want to use mantra Q on the backline minions, and then you can once more Q to kill all of the minions. For the runes, I run magic penetration reds, ability power quintences, health per level yellows, and blue is some. 3 of them is ability power per level, and 9 of them is cooldown reductions per level, so you get 10% cooldown reduction. Or you can run 15% cooldown reduction, but right now there are a lot of more cooldown reduction items, so you pretty much don't need that extra 5%, but it will let you cap faster. In this build, you pretty much want to build a glass cannon, or if you have a bad matchup, pretty much Annie isn't that good of a matchup for me, because I play like really stupid always into her, and she just, maybe not really stupid, but after the level 6 she can just flash on you and kill you with all her rotation. Just click QW ER and you will be pretty much donezo there. So watch out for her flash. You have to like watch her timer on the flash and always expect it that she can just flash on you and kill you. I'm gonna lock in that on my champion. I did some gank on the bot lane. It was a successful gank, pretty much, as we can see, because I got an assist. I didn't show that, but that really doesn't matter that much. Here I am doing this mantra Q on the backline minions, and then another Q to finish them off. You can see this low minion, it would die from another Q. This is very effective way to push. It pretty much leaves the first, the frontline minions untouched, so you can easily and slowly kill them with the auto attacks. I decide to stay here a little bit more. For the build versus the assassins, versus AP assassins, you may not really want to go full glass cannon. It will not work, so if I'm going heavy AP, I'm just doing this one defensive item on start versus the assassins most of the time, unless I am like really, they are really like worse playing than me, then I just go for full glass cannon, and still I can outplay them just by moving, sidestepping and zoning them. But versus assassins you want to get the Unholy Grail if it's an ability power assassin, or the Zonya Hourglass if it's an AD assassin like Zed or Yasuo or something like that. Versus Yasuo you have pretty bad matchup after level 1, so on the first wave you can push it hard and like deal a lot of damage to Yasuo, but at level 2 already he out-trades you, so a lot of these matchups will be just farming for you. You have to focus on farm and just keep the same farm as your enemy, or just out-farm here. You want to keep up with his map pressure, with the enemy map pressure, so you want to buy the boots early, most likely as the first item. Actually the game is currently at the state where there is a lot of mobility, so you just to keep up with it, you buy these boots as the first item, then you finish the Morello Monicon or the defensive item that I told earlier about. So this game is a slow pace. Now I'm just sitting kind of back here, probably typing something to my jungler, maybe, I don't know. I just AFK a bit. Okay, so here, even though Annie has no flash, I still respect her damage because I'm at half health, so she, like, if she will get ever in range of me, she will most likely kill me. I'm just getting this minion to half health, then the turret one hits him and I can last hit him. Diani is doing the rotation in here. I most likely didn't ping this MIA, so my team ends up dying here. Because both of me not pinging and their lack of map awareness. But honestly, on this elo you can't like think like your teammates will always know when your lane is missing. So you want to spam the pings a bit. If you spam the pings too much, it can help, but it also can like distract your teammates and just make them angry and don't want to back by themselves, and they can start trolling you. So you have to watch out always for it. This is the EU West server. So it's pretty much some kind of better than the Nordic East, on which I just wasted a lot of time pretty much trying to like push the rating in there. But I just realized like in the Nordic there is only trolls left and few people try harding. And I'm back to the West server. Okay, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. This is just simple farming, AFKing here, waiting for some ganks. You don't want to make that many solo trades and solo plays as Karma, because right now the enemies, the reworks, like rework Katarina, rework LeBlanc, they are all stronger pretty much than you, unless you juke their like 2 skill shots and hit all of your skill shots, literally. To outplay most of the champions right now as Karma, you just have to hit all of your abilities like perfectly. You can't miss anything because they will just kill you. Karma pretty much has only her Q as a damage source, so you just like want to hit it every time whenever you can. You want to focus, like use it in a good moments whenever you can hit it, like 100%, then hit it for sure, unless you want to zone some enemy. In this game I did something stupid as it turned out, but it was kind of a test. If the Queen's tribute, this item, I don't remember how it's called, it has the passive of the Queen's tribute that gives you the gold, etc. I had pretty much the most gold after this game, and a lot of it, like 2k more than anybody in the game, but this item wasn't really that good. The use of it is pretty long cooldown, and you actually have to build it like in one piece already, like get this 2200 gold, and then you can buy it, because if you buy it from piece to piece, you will get the tribute generation, this gold stacking passive, slowed by every kill on the minion, and it's pretty much stacks up to 1 minute and never fades down. So you have to buy it in one piece, so pretty much don't buy it ever, because it doesn't give that really good stats, and I felt, even though I was kind of ahead, I felt like out of the game for most of the time, just because of the low stats that it gives. So you want to start with the Doran's Ring, 2 potions, run into some boots. In this game also I think I will build the Morello Monicon before the boots, but pretty much you want to get the mage boots or the some defensive boots, the ninja tabi, if you expect the enemy AD to catch up on you, if they have some gap closers, like probably a Z, unless you can zone him really well. I pretty much go always with the magic penetration boots. Okay, sorry for this, guys. Okay, so pretty much I die on the bot lane trying to help my team. We almost took down this turret. It is one shot, actually 2 auto attacks from dying, so it isn't really that bad, but of course it's bad because they will now push our turret, and I think they will kill it, but it will be shortly after a trade of turrets just. You want to group up with your teammates whenever you can, if they are like in one lane range from you, so pretty much if you are a mid laner, it doesn't matter if it's a top lane or bot lane that is going to be sieged by the enemies, you want to go and help them, like roam from the mid lane if you can, and just defend it, unless it's your turret that is being threatened. The mid turret is the most valuable one. It gets the most map control and really helps you with the vision. So you want to lose it like the last one of it. You pretty much never want to give up your turret, mid turret, for free. Other than that, you want to push by yourself, as a team by yourself, I mean, like whenever you can push with your teammates, like spamming them to help you with the assist me, etc., and tell them to group up and push the minions. The karma really shines in the early mid game and more of the late mid game, but in the late game she's just kind of this mantra shield spamming champion that isn't really useful on her own. Of course, as long as the enemies are building any magic resistances at all, because when the AD carry gets the first magic resistance item, you will not be able to one-shot him anymore. So here are we grouping up for this objective, which is the red buff. I am here waiting to just go on the Garen. Nobody like wants to jump from it with me. They ping me like, what is going on, why the question mark, but we get the Garen shortly after, so I guess they knew what's up. Then we siege the turret. Whenever you get the man advantage, you want to stay on the map and get something from it. Put the pressure whenever you can, especially if you have like the man advantage. It is the biggest advantage of all, pretty much, unless they have like somebody really fed or some crazy outplays happen. If you are like 5v4 or something, it is the best win condition for you, so you can take the objectives and force them right there. You don't want to force like this the Baron, pretty much, unless you have the vision of the enemies and they are also far away. So this Annie is trying to chase me, she ults me, but I will leave here because she is like a level behind, and just doesn't kill me with this ultimate. If she had this ultimate on a level more, on this second, she will probably kill me by herself. Here I end up dying because I flashed too late. I was like hesitating on my flash and I thought maybe I can run away without flash, and then I didn't realize like she queued me with her stun up. So after my flash she stunned me and they chased me down, and I end up dying in here, wasting my flash. You pretty much don't want to hesitate with your abilities, especially if you are like not sure if you're gonna live or not. You would like more to use this flash whenever you see the opportunity that it can save you. I guess you will not get a better use of it in the next 5 minutes, like just wait, and then you have to play passive because you have no flash, so you can't like really overextend. You have to watch out because Karma doesn't have any gap closers, any dashes, anything like that, only her shield that speeds her up. But you want also to use it to prevent the damage from enemies. So basically, whenever you can, you want to position yourself without using the shield, and then use the shield on the ally that is being focused by the enemies. Here is the G that I caught up, here overextended, and immobilized him, just killed him. We are now grouping up for this bot lane turret. I have already built Morello Monicon to the end. The second item I am building is like the Liandry's mask. As you can see, Annie just one-shots me, not even with the full rotation, because I wasn't full health. If I was full health, I would die shortly after. So the build I do on Karma, which is really insane damage, is the Morello Monicon into, of course, the Sorcerer's Shoes first, or maybe second. If you got a lot of gold, you can go for the Morello Monicon if you want to just push the mid lane, not roam, and you don't have to, like, you are not afraid that your laner will get their team ahead by roaming. Then you may want to finish the Morello Monicon first. Then you may go the Echo or the Liandry's mask. The Echo is really good because it gives the plus 10% movement speed. It helps you with position a lot. It helps you also with the roaming. But overall, the Liandry's mask is a bigger damage. After that, I built like the third item, most likely the Rabadon's Cap. It will give you this insane shields, insane damage on your on the targets without the resistance. After that, I built either like another ability power item, a heavy ability power item like the Echo. If I don't have it, or the Liandry's mask, and the last item will be some defensive one or the Void Staff. Sometimes if the enemies have like 3 tanks, probably like a tank support, tank jungle and tank top laner, you may want to build the Void Staff instead of the Rabadon. It will give you more damage. It pretty much will always give you more damage, even versus the squishies. But the Rabadon is way more useful because it boosts also your shield a lot, really much. So here is the Annie doing some sneaky play from behind, doesn't commit really that much to it, but still ends up ulting and killing the Morgana, as you can see, with the flash. So this is like what you would be most afraid from the Annie. Her flash plays and all-in potential with the flash is just insane. I believe she didn't even have to flash there, so it's pretty much good for us right now, because she doesn't have her main cooldown, 5-minute cooldown for next team fights and soonest happening objective fights. You want to keep your flash whenever you can for things for the fights when you can see like after this fight if I flash and kill this Annie, we have the man advantage and can take down some objective. Like the main one, you want to use flash to end the game. This is like of course the best use of the flash ever. The second one possibly would be the Baron. If you can flash to win the Baron fight, you also want to do that. If you just flash to get the tower, it's also good, especially in the early game or the early mid game. Later on you want to save your flashes for these big team fights, like whenever to surprise your enemy that you actually had this flash, and they most likely will not have their flash in low elo because people just random flash there. So whenever it's useful. Right now I flash because I wasn't expecting that much damage of this Kalista. She is like really fed and really hard carrying this game. The Janna is also 0-0-16. Have 14 stacks of her Magi, but she is building like 0 resistances. I think she may not even have the MR runes, which is pretty true I think, because she has 47 magic resistance, so I'm not sure if it's any magic resistance from runes at all. You want to also time your base base recalls, and pretty much it's called the back timings with your teammates, so you as a whole team can have the map presence at the same time. Then you can outnumber the enemies or just be even in numbers on the map. So you can 5v5 or 5v4, then if the enemy's back timings are worse than yours, you will pretty much always outnumber and outpressure the enemy team. You want to recall in the best possible moments, etc., but I will take more on that in the another guide, I think. So here am I like picking some solo kill on this overextended Garen. He was pretty much a vegetable, as you can see. He was like 1-7, some ape top laner. Our Annie ends up like having the better score than myself. Maybe not a better, I have 7 assists, so my KDA is pretty close to her. She has 3k, yeah. Okay, so here is this Annie, but we are all afraid because she has like all the stacks, and we know like if she ults us 3, then we are donezo. But she ends up ulting here and killing the Shyvana on her own when there was 2v1 on her. I decide to back up from this fight because I had no position. We was like in the triangle here, close up, so if she ults us 3, she will probably get a double kill on me and Shyvana. Here is Kalista, a little bit overcommitting, and ends up dying by herself because I just saved my W to just use it in a good situation, not just random use whenever I'm in range. So I used it on her when she was low and killed her with that. Here I see like the top is being pushed by this G, which is with the Baron buff. Here is me not hitting my Q because of the minions. Here is me chasing this G. For whatever reason I got the vision on him in these bushes. And now the Garen decides like, okay, I have to help this G. He is pushing, so I'm gonna push too, and he ends up being quicker here than my team, and I die because of it, and he actually gets away because he is so tanky. I pretty much overcommitted on this G chase, but I took him down. It was a Baron buff. I think now it's like only Garen left with the Baron buff. Okay, Annie doesn't have it. Okay, the Baron just ended up then. Nobody has it anymore. Anyways, this Baron fight is kind of awkward, I believe. This is the Baron. Like, we look at this. I didn't talk about this, but we are grouping here. I got this solo kill on the Garen, so I know we are outnumbered. I'm pinging like go Baron. I see also this bot lane being pushed by them too, so we are pretty much 5v2 in here. and nobody like goes and secures this G from taking it. We have no vision in here. I didn't know the plant was up, so the G just uses the plant, outsmites the Shyvana because it's like 50-50 in that situations, like whoever will hit it gets it. He like outsmited our Shyvana. We are losing this Baron also because of this play. We lost this tower in here. It was pretty sad because it was, like I told already, 5v2 and we end up losing this Baron, even though it was 5v2. Of course, if it was 5v1 it would not change anything because pretty much G made this by himself, Diani wasn't even there. So fast forward back to the moment in which we pretty much left. Here is this G, he will die soon. I end up dying too. We are pushing still here. You may want to use the mantra Q on the minion waves also if you like see the enemies aren't really there. I didn't have the vision here, it was my face check. I wasn't really sure like where the enemies are. I tested my luck and it didn't turn out good to me because I thought like, okay, they most likely are somewhere there in jungle because we have like this vision. I didn't see them here and they sneak up by this way, like literally just this, early probably outzoning this ward, and I ended up dying in here. This was a bad trade for us, but they do not commit to end this game even though they have the mana advantage. They are back up, doesn't take anything from it. Here is Garen trying to push by himself again, and we take him down. It is 5v4 for us in this moment, but we don't have these two inhibitors, so our game plan at this moment is like outpush these waves as far as we can, so we will have the vision from our minions running there. It gives us the map control, and also on the mid lane. The Baron is coming up soon, so I'm like, okay, one person go and push this bot lane, outpush it to give us more time before the minions hit our turret, and we have to shove this mid wave as far as we can to get some vision in here. So we end up not just being sneaked upon us from this way, from the mid lane. This way we can use our wards in the jungle somewhere, etc. We don't really have to ward that much on the lane. And just these minions, like you can see, they just give us vision in here, so we pretty much know that they are not going from this side. Okay, this was my solo kill on this Annie. She, here she is, yeah. She doesn't have any magic resistance, so just see what happens with her. Focus. And yeah, pretty much I just mantra Q. I know like somebody is in this bush because I saw in here the Kalista coming and the Annie coming is because of this ward. I see like, okay, they didn't left this bushes yet. The Annie chooses like this straight angled path in here instead of walking straight out of my Q, so she takes also the ultimate damage, which leaves me pretty much with only W to kill her. We are now in a better numbers, but our Jax is still pushing on the bot lane, so we are pretty much 4v4 in here. DG overcommits on me, ends up dying. Garen also went full retard in this, pushing still. I am pinging like, okay, Jax, you are this bot lane, even though it's super minions, you are still close to the turret, which is pretty low, so I think you can get this, because it's only 2 people left from the enemies. And they actually try to get the Baron in the 2 people, like, it is really close for them, but Janna ends up tanking this Baron, which pretty much lost them this Baron fight. Like, look, she just get executed because the Kalista didn't tank the first Baron hit, and it was really fortunate for us, because, yeah, this Tentacle just zoned Kalista off. She couldn't really finish this Baron. Here is my teleport. I see like, okay, Kalista, you was here spending all this time long trying to kill the Baron. I just go on you, kill you. You are the MVP of the enemies, so I'm gonna even flash for securing this kill. I don't want to test my luck if I can win you when the minions come. So I flash before the minions come and secure the kill with the Mantra Q and W on her. Now we have this big timer on her running down 40 seconds until she respawns. So we are like trying to get any objectives. My team is like kind of going in here. They're like, okay, we got this red buff, we can jungle, we got some jungle to clear. It is 33 minutes in, so I'm gonna just jungle. Jax is doing now the Drake, but the rest of the team is like, okay, actually we can take this Baron because the Kalista is dead, and they try to make a play with me. Here is me destroying the wards, getting the vision game done. Face checking this bush, but I know like they will be afraid of me because of what happened last time. And here I just Mantra Q the Janna. Janna uses E on the G for like pretty much a reason behind this is like, okay, G, let's go, you will kill all, so I'm gonna E you. But then she realizes like, okay, I fucked it up, I'm donezo in here because I have no shield for myself and this ultimate is just gonna kill me. She doesn't make it in time to get out. They end up being cased, and pretty much we push this to the end. I believe this will be the one last push where I think like, yeah, let's go, fucking push this, and help me. Many pings in here. Karma is asking for assistance. The Misfortune wanted to go back and defend this for no reason, but I'm like, okay, they have like almost a minute, we have to end this game, and it being this far ahead isn't really that hard to destroy the turrets, so we destroy these 3 turrets and get ourselves a victory. You have to kind of spam the pings for your teammates because Karma is really team dependent. She can't really make this crazy 1v5 or maybe just 1v1 even. For 1v2 like Lux can immobilize 2 targets and one-shot 2 targets. With Karma it's really hard if the enemies aren't really moving that badly. So, and if your team isn't protecting you, you are pretty donezo too. But in the mid game, she has really strong damage, which is just insane. So thanks for watching and good luck in your games.